Hey there! Welcome to Real Life English. I'm Liam.
And I'm Emily. We're so glad you're here with us today. Whether you're on a walk, lying down, or even getting ready for bed, this is your space to just breathe and learn English gently, one thought at a time.
This episode is special. Today, we're going to help you with something that every English learner experiences at some point. That awkward moment when your brain understands everything, but when it's your turn to speak, silence.
You freeze. Your mind tries to translate from your native language to English, but it takes too long. You want to speak naturally, but it just doesn't flow.
Sound familiar? If so, you're not alone. This is one of the most common struggles. But the good news is, it's also something you can overcome with the right mindset and practice.
Today we'll guide you through 5 powerful ways to stop translating in your head and start thinking directly in English. These aren't just tips, they're habits that can change how your brain works with language.
So, grab your favorite drink, find a cozy spot, and let's begin.
Let's start with the core problem, translation. It's totally natural at the beginning. You learn a word, then try to connect it to your language. For example, apple equals manzana. Chair equals cursi. Easy, right?
But when you get to real conversations, things get messy. Your brain tries to go from idea to native language to English. And that's slow, too slow.
Let's say someone asks, "What did you do today?" Your brain goes, "Oh, I went to the grocery store. Wait, how do I say grocery store in English? A market, supermarket? Was it grocery? What was that word again?"
And by the time you figure it out, the conversation has moved on.
That's the real issue. Translating makes you late in conversation. It makes you doubt yourself. It blocks fluency.
So instead of translating, we want you to start thinking in English directly. Sounds hard? It's not. You just need the right tools and practice.
Let's say someone asks you a question and your brain goes blank. What do?
Do you panic?
You don't need to. Just use a filler phrase.
What's a filler phrase? It's a short sentence you say when you need a few seconds to think. They're very common in English. Here are some examples.
Let me think. That's a good question. I'm not sure, but, well, it depends.
Let's try one in a short conversation.
Liam, what's your favorite way to relax on a weekend?
Let me think. I guess I love spending quiet mornings with coffee and a book. If the weather's nice, maybe I go for a walk.
See how natural that sounds? He didn't freeze. He didn't rush. He bought himself a few seconds and then answered smoothly.
These tiny pauses are magical. They give you breathing room. They keep the conversation alive. So next time you're stuck, don't panic. Just reach for a filler phrase and let your brain catch up.
Now here's another important tip. Use the words you know.
Many learners think fluency means using big, impressive vocabulary, but that's not true.
Fluency means speaking clearly and confidently, not perfectly. Sometimes the simple sentence is the better one.
Let's take an example. You want to say, "My boss's behavior was completely unacceptable and unprofessional."
But you forget unacceptable. You freeze.
So what do? Just say, "My boss was very rude at work. I didn't like it."
Same meaning, less pressure.
Let's try one more. You want to say, "The food was mediocre," but you forget the word mediocre.
Just say, "The food wasn't very good." Easy, natural.
When you try to sound too advanced, you slow yourself down. Focus on being clear. Use what's in your toolkit now. More advanced words will come later.
It's not about showing off, it's about connecting.
Here's a powerful trick. Stop trying to build perfect sentences in your head.
That takes way too long. You're not writing an essay. You're having a conversation.
So instead, think in keywords or ideas.
For example, someone asks, "What did you do last weekend?"
Instead of thinking, "Last weekend I visited my grandmother, who lives in a small village 2 hours away, and we had lunch together."
Just think, grandma, travel, lunch.
Then say, "I went to visit my grandma. We had lunch. It was nice."
Simple, real, human.
The goal is to get your message out, not to make every sentence perfect. The more you do this, the more your brain starts forming direct thoughts in English.
Here's a beautiful technique that's so powerful. Visualize.
That means see the thing in your mind. Don't think of the word in your language. Don't try to translate. Just see the object, the memory, the scene.
For example, you want to say, "I had breakfast." So don't think, breakfast equals desayuno equals I had desayuno equals breakfast. Too slow.
Instead, picture your plate. Eggs, toast, coffee.
Then say, "I had eggs and toast. I drank coffee." It's easy. It's real.
This also works for emotions, places, actions. Visualize your friend's smile, the sound of birds, the smell of rain.
Then speak from that picture.
When you speak from images, not from translations, your English becomes natural and alive.
Now, let's make it practical. You want to train your brain to think fast, right?
Here's a great method. Set a 1-minute timer.
Pick a topic. For example, your morning routine, your last vacation, your favorite movie.
Then, press start and talk. Non-stop. 1 minute.
Don't worry about mistakes. Don't pause. Just speak.
This builds fluency fast. It forces your brain to get used to real-time speaking.
If you do this every day, even just for 1 minute, you'll start thinking in English without even realizing it.
This works. We've seen it help hundreds of learners.
Another secret tool is shadowing.
You listen to a native speaker and you repeat exactly what they say at the same time or just a second later.
Copy the speed. Copy the rhythm. Copy the emotion.
You can do this with podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, anything you love.
Shadowing helps you train your mouth and brain together. You don't just learn new words, you live them.
If you shadow for even 10 minutes a day, your English will become more natural, more automatic.
Now, here's the most important mindset tip of all. Be kind to yourself.
You will make mistakes. You will forget words. You will feel stuck sometimes.
And that's okay. That's part of the journey.
No one becomes fluent overnight. But if you practice calmly, without fear, your brain will trust you. It will relax.
The more you relax, the easier fluency becomes.
Because English isn't about being perfect. It's about connecting.
Let's try a little speaking practice. You can answer these questions out loud. We'll pause after each one, so you can respond.
Ready?
What did you do today?
Do you like coffee or tea more?
Tell me about your home.
What are your plans for the weekend?
Well done. Even if you just whispered your answer, that's progress.
Do this kind of practice every day, and soon, you'll stop translating. You'll start thinking in English.
That brings us to the end of this episode of English in Comfort.
We've talked about filler phrases, using simple words, thinking in ideas, visualization, speaking with a timer, shadowing, and relaxing into fluency.
Try one tip today, just one, and see how it feels.
Your fluency doesn't grow in big jumps. It grows one small moment at a time.
Thanks for letting us be a part of your learning journey. If you found this helpful, we'd love it if you shared this podcast with a friend or left us a kind review.
And remember, you're not just learning English. You're becoming someone who can think, feel, and live in English.
Take care.
Take care.
Keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
And we'll see you in the
and
next
we'll see
episode.
you in the next episode.